Hey everyone, welcome back to Tempest Tuesday. I'm extremely late and I have a very good reason for this, is because I've been extremely busy. Haven't really had as much time to work on the channel as I'd like. But anyway, just because I haven't really done much this episode doesn't mean I don't have a lot to discuss. Feedback from last episode was extremely mixed, like extremely mixed. Some people thought it was the best idea ever. Other people weren't so fond of it. So if you don't know, last episode I was talking about the new models for the custom mobs made by Zender. A link to his channel will be in the description. Now some people loved the idea, some people didn't like the idea at all because it didn't feel vanilla. Well, the only thing I really have to say to that is I don't want any of this to feel vanilla. I want this to be a modded experience, but made with command blocks without the ability to download mods. And that's the power of command blocks, really. I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, just download a mod. Well, that kind of just defeats the fun of it, really. And I can't code mods anyway, so yeah. Anyway, for you guys that don't like it, there will be a light edition. Now this will be a non-resource pack version which I will start in development as soon as this version's finished, because I think this version is going to be more polished, less bugs, and has more features. Those are the advantages of using a resource pack. So what do I mean by this? Well, the original here, if I were to throw this down, that would have cost 9 armor stands. That's 9 more armor stands to just have a poison emitter or something, and that's just to make it look nice without a resource pack. The lag created by that is huge. Not just 9 times more, but 9 cubed more, or something exponential because of the extra entities here, and that's just not really acceptable. There's more bugs when you have modules next to each other, and that's why I'm wanting to use a resource pack altogether. As for the custom mobs, I think zombies with fancy heads is boring, and there isn't much room for creative freedom and such. But I do understand what you guys are saying about some of the modules. Some people said, for example, the vampire did look a bit cliche, and I get what you mean, and I think that this pack is far from finished, and there will be tweaks in the future to make the models suited to what everyone likes. Either way, there's a poll in the cards right now asking if you prefer the light edition without a resource pack or a module with the resource pack. Love to hear your feedback. Okay, my plans for the Tempest box are huge. Firstly, I want to release the Ultium module, get that done, dusted, out of the way, because it's pretty much finished. All I really need to do now is just, well, put it together and prepare it for release, really, because I've tested it, it's bug free, and it's got all the features that I wanted. Anyway, then I want to release the Attributor and Spirit Infuser, and the progress with that is a little bit slow because of texturing. I am not the greatest at texturing, so I decided to go with vanilla items instead and give them custom colors. The color changes depending on their power. So the low power ones have like a greeny color, the middle power ones have like a purpley bluey color, and the very powerful ones have a red and orangey texture. That's so you can set those apart. The other ones were too detailed, and it's very hard to create all of these unique textures as well. I might tweak the names as well, because Bronze Fist, well, it's not exactly bronze and it doesn't look like a fist either, so I think the names are a little bit misguided and I should change that. Next thing I want to do is update the magic machines, which will maybe include a few new modules which I've got in the Lapis section, which is like planned updates, or updates that I might add, not sure yet, and bug fixes most importantly. Some people had problems with updating the machines, and yeah, that bug will be fixed eventually. And also I think this texture here is a little bit high definition, so I'll see if I can reduce that to reduce lag in your world. And also, if you look up Ho, yeah, we've got some missing textures and things, and those bugs will be fixed as well. Okay, and then after I've updated the magic machines, I need to finish the More Creatures module, including the Mage, Wisp, Endermenace, which TPC has already finished, the Skidder, Gorkus, Deep One, and a few other mobs that I might decide to add in later on. I can't add in too many due to lag, unfortunately. Then I gotta finish a More Bosses module. Things will include an Orc King, Princess Creeper, and the Tempest itself. The reason why I'm doing the bosses module before the structures one is because when I make the structures module, I will be able to port the bosses inside, as well as TPC's Magic Charms module, which I've talked about in the past. Now this section over here is about features that I'm thinking about adding, but might not, and that's when your comments come in to play. If these ideas are unpopular, well, I just won't add them, but if they are popular, I will add them in. Now, disasters. I don't want this to be too game changing, I just want them to be a threat, but not something that can destroy your house or things like that, like other disaster modules, which you might want to add anyway. So I've got drought. Drought will just make water a little less common in some places, but hopefully I'll be able to implement that in a way that doesn't damage your beautiful water features. Then we've got flooding, which I'm hoping won't cause too much damage. It will just be water everywhere. A little bit to clean up and cause a little bit of damage, but not catastrophic, I hope. And then cave-ins, which will only affect deep underground areas. For my more machines module, or my autonomous machines module, I want to add in the magnetizer. TPC is working on a farming module at the moment, a block placer, and I want to create a higher enchantments altar of some kind. Not Ultium, but something that allows you to make like efficiency 6 and 7 pickaxes that like do something else or drain something else of some kind. Not quite sure yet, but we'll find out. I want to add new ores and new metals, now even more possible thanks to the addition of the structure block. Ores and minerals will include steel, ruby, copper, tin and bronze, and gems used to craft charms. And hopefully I will be able to craft new armors and new weapons using these things, which will have very, very simple abilities. And then last thing I want to add is a traps module. That's just for the custom structures and maybe your own creative world as well. That's all the ideas that I want to add for the Tempests box, and then I will probably just release the whole thing and say it's done with the, well, downloads and such, because I think we're pretty close to finishing now. Anyways guys, thank you all very, very much for watching, and a very special thank you to my Patreons. Patrick, Kyle, mblohr, MrDemonN, Mike, ejmonkey, and BootySC. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to put out this episode. Set some time aside. Thanks everyone for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Take care.